Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Solving IBM Backup Challenges, a Practical Move Beyond Physical Tape. My name is Axe Signer, Vice President of Electronic Storage Corporation. We are located in Tulsa, Oklahoma, have been in business for over 30 years. We're a software development company. So here in our Tulsa office, we have our own programming staff, here in Tulsa, as well as our own technical support and customer service staff. We're an IBM registered business partner and a Microsoft certified partner. So today's agenda, we're going to talk about why tape-based backups slow down IBM operations, how a virtual tape solution can fit cleanly into your IBM backup windows, and what changes and what doesn't when transitioning to from a physical tape solution to a product like LaserVault Vital, and how IBMI teams are simplifying backup strategy and achieving faster backups with a VTL solution. And then we're going to go through a live demo and Q&A. In the live demo, I'll go into some technical features and capabilities of our VTL solution. So how tape slows and disrupts operation is a labor-intensive process when dealing with physical tape, loading, swapping, labeling, transporting tapes, all require hands-on effort. Longer backup windows, so compared to backing up to disk, physical tape much slower than that, usually twice as slow. So backup speeds to disk or shorten your backup window and your time frame. Slow sequential restores with physical tape compared to a virtual tape solution, which we'll talk about in detail. Locating, mounting, reading tapes really delays recovery and extends downtime. Risk of human error, so you missed swaps of tapes, mislabeled tapes, lost or failed incomplete backups because of physical tape, and limited automation and visibility with physical tape can require constant oversight, make proactive management of your backups much more difficult. So how virtual tape fits cleanly into your IBM backup windows. Virtual tape, a library, disk-based backup that emulates tape. Whether you'd like to emulate a tape library or multiple tape libraries, or even just a tape device. Use your existing IBM commands. So this means go backup. Any of the go backup commands can be used, BRMS, robot save. Now the connectivity of a VTL solution to your IBM can be fiber channel or SAS, depending on your existing physical tape or even VTL connection. So if you have SAS, HBA in your IBM solution, then the VTL solution can connect that way. We're going to talk about fiber channel and NPIV capabilities using that connectivity. So configure virtual tape devices and backup settings. This is going to be a completely automated process when you're using a virtual tape as compared to a physical tape. Test backup and recovery with your existing job structure. Switch over gradually or all at once. This is a very easy solution to transition to, so many of our customers are really all at once going to a virtual tape backup solution compared to physical. So what doesn't change when transitioning from tape? Emulate tape. So familiar tape workflows, because virtual tape looks to the IBM just like physical tape does. The devices, the tapes themselves. So you're going to be able to use your same IBM procedures, working with your existing IBM commands, BRMS, robot save. With a virtual tape solution, just like as you can with physical, only much faster and much more reliable, is the full system save capability. So an IBM it has to go into restricted state, save the full system. Same can be done with a virtual tape solution like LaserVault Vital. D-mode IPL, super important when you need to recover an LPAR from beginning, is a D-mode IPL capability from a virtual tape like LaserVault Vital. Tape like volumes and retentions. So if you're not using BRMS, robot save, you're using go save commands. the VTL solution has the ability to manage your volumes and your retentions automatically, and no retraining required. So this is not a whole new process or a whole new backup process with your IBM-I. Since that does control the backup procedures and the restore procedures, everything's going to be basically the exact same. So what will change? Automated job execution, faster save and restore operations, even double the speed of tape, physical tape. Disk-based, that would be your disk-based virtual performance. Reduce dependency on manual processes when dealing with physical tape. So you have a more predictable backup window. You have scalability capacity for growth, and simplified disaster recovery planning, because you can have multiple copies of your backups stored at any location, a DR location, cloud storage, both, and even be able to replicate the physical tape if you're needing to do that as well. So many more changes that are beneficial in a virtual tape solution on this slide here that we're going to talk about in addition. So let's go through a demo of our solution called LaserVault Vital. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to go into our simplified web interface, giving you access to configure your VTLs, your tape devices, your virtual tape devices, configure where you'd like to store and write your backups, which we're going to talk about in detail, and be able to see your add tape inventory, add virtual tapes to your tape libraries very easily to use for your backup daily, weekly, and monthly rotations. So this is a secured username and password that I must log into to have access to this interface. And really, for this interface, it's primarily used to configure everything that you need for your virtual tape devices and virtual tape libraries that you'd like to present to one or more LPARs to your IBM-I system. Everything else is done from the IBM-I, your backups and restores. So we're going to go to libraries. I have two virtual tape libraries defined within our demo server, our demo VTL server that's connected to a Power 10. So we're going to edit library 1, which has already been created. Library 1 simply has a name that you can enter here that matches your inventory selection over here to the left, which I'll show you here in a minute. You're going to have a tape device serial number that's presented to the IBM-I. The Ultram options that you have are 2, 3, 5, and 8. In most cases, you'd probably select LTO 5 or 8. Two things to note on choosing your LTO versions is they do not equate to any faster backups. So LTO 5 would be just as fast as LTO 8. Also, none of these LTO versions have a storage limit to the virtual tape. So if your backup on an LPAR production backup is 10 terabytes, that will all fit on one virtual tape. So if you're having to rotate tapes because the tape fills up, not enough space to do the saves that you're doing, that's not the case in using virtual, which could reduce your inventory of backup retentions and tapes. The number of storage slots in this tape library that's defined is 60. This number can go to 13,350 tape storage slots. You may increase the number of storage slots at any time that you wish to add additional tapes to your rotations. There is also no license fee that equates to the number of storage slots, so no matter which license that you would acquire for this software, you would have per tape library over 13,000 storage slots. You can set a default tape capacity. This would be in the case where if we have customers that save journals throughout the day, they want that tape to eventually fill up. So they will set a limit on that tape so it rotates to the next tape when it becomes full. The cache settings that we have within this interface allow you to tweak the restore speed and the backup speed of this solution. So using these features, these parameters, by changing these megabyte cache settings could increase and tune your backup speed much faster, depending on which setting is really the sweet spot, is anywhere between 8 and 16 megabytes. We also have replication and retention, which I'm going to go to in a minute, as well as any custom commands that are added into the VTL from your IBM I solution or your backup software, and also migration. Now, migration really fits into the ability to have, for this tape library, I have 2 backup paths defined. I have a local storage path that I can save to on the LaserVault VTL server, or this could point to SAN or NAS storage. We work with many SAN NAS solutions, including IBM's Data Protect, Cohesity, Rubrik, Exagrid, Hitachi, and many other solutions out there that our customers utilize, and they're writing those backups directly to that storage. So in this particular example, the way I have my tape library defined is I can save to local storage. I have a second path, which is Azure Cloud Storage, that is used as my migration path. So any tapes, any backups that are stored in local disk can be migrated to the second path or any other path, because there's no limit on how many paths per library that you can define. I can simply migrate those tapes over to Azure Cloud Storage. That moves them from this path to this path. So you could use this as a landing zone and then migrate to offsite storage like Azure, DR site. So a migrate is a move again, but you do also still see those virtual tapes in your inventory, no matter which path they're located. And you can also you can also load any of the tapes that are in any of the paths and perform a restore. Or you can simply migrate a tape from one path to the local path and then perform your restore. So you can add as many paths as you need to your tape library. Another feature that we use for backup speed is called data block file count, and that's currently set to 8. We're actually writing to 8 files. So a virtual tape gets loaded into the virtual drive, and that's automatic. And then that is actually going to write data to 8 files. So it's a multi-thread write process to speed up your backup. So we want to go 2, 3, 4 times faster than tape. We can use these settings to increase that backup speed. Now, LaserVault Vital comes with compression. So if you check this box, anything saved to this path created would be compressed, and that averages 5:1 compression. Also, encryption is your AES 256 encryption checked here, and your encryption key is here. That can be entered and is masked. As an optional software license add-on, deduplication is available, and deduplication just ups your compression 10:1 or higher, so it could be double than standard compression. That is a block level deduplication, so blocks that are new or changed when saved are written to disk. Blocks that contain data, blocks that already exist with no changed or new data, those blocks do not get saved again. So it reduces the replication of data that's not needed on every single save. This can also decrease the amount of time and the amount of data that you might be replicating to cloud storage and or a DR site, as well as reduce the amount of disk space needed to store your backups. The next we have here are tape drives. So when we talk about fiber channel connectivity, you have NPIV capability with a fiber channel. This means you can create up to 64 virtual tape devices per fiber channel connection into the LaserVault VTL server. That fiber channel connectivity ports can be 16 gig, 32 gig, 64 gig speed. So if you are connecting those via switch to your IBM I, then for each of those connections into the fiber channel, you'd have up to 64 virtual devices. That could be a tape library with 64 devices. It could be 64 tape libraries, each with their own tape device. So this allows you to have multiple tape devices, tape libraries that you can share and use on multiple IBM I partitions, and also be used for parallel saves, say with BRMS, where you're using multiple tape devices to perform your saves. So this single entry here with control path yes, with this worldwide port name address, is a tape library with a tape device on our Power 10 box. I can simply add additional ports or worldwide port names to this same fiber channel port for additional tape devices and additional tape libraries. This is also where you can control, for this tape library, group access to certain features within this interface. So as a member of the administrator group, when I log in, my username and password is assigned to this group. Edit this group to show which features that you would like this group, members of this group, to be able to do within this tape library. So as an administrator, I can do everything but change the write protect on media. And the write protect on media, if you set that, it means that the tape cannot be deleted, cannot be overwritten, cannot be initialized until it is unprotected. And also migration of media, I'm not allowed to move media from one path to another. But checking all the boxes would give administrator all of these features for this tape library in this particular interface. Replication and retention. So we're going to go to this option. For this tape library, I have defined some examples of replication to a network path, which would be to a separate VTL server at your DR location. So if you're needing to replicate backups from either DR to production or production to DR, that can be defined here for those settings, and then the replication would be automatically set as scheduled jobs to run, either kicking off from the IBM I side, or in LaserVault can be scheduled tasks in order to perform the replication job of the backup. So this is different than migration. Migration is a move. Tapes can be moved from the migration path to whichever path that you've got the replication set to. I've got other examples, Amazon S3, Azure, Wasabi. All three of these have settings in them in place for your cloud storage account, so that you can set those parameters within these replication settings to perform the automated replication of your backups. So when we look at media set in library 1, what would we like to replicate to? This is network path. We can set which volumes that we want replicated, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly volumes, or all volumes. Being an asterisk, I'm just applying this replication job to all volumes. Send notifications. An email address will notify you when a replication job started, if there was an error in the replication, and when the replication job was completed. We can set it to all volumes or number of volumes. So if you wanted to space out your replication every other day for daily backups, if you wanted to do that, or every week, you would specify how many volumes previously or recently that you would like to go ahead and replicate. Or you can simply say all volumes, and whichever volume has not yet been replicated will be done when the job runs. Compression, deduplication, encryption are all available for your replication. So if you've got encryption set, the data will be written encrypted and then also replicated encrypted. Now, if you're not using BRMS, Robot Save, and you're using the Go Save commands, you have a CL program that performs your backups, you can define local and remote retention options down below in order to either initialize expired tapes based on age or based on the number of volumes you'd like to store. For dailies, I could have set to store 10 of those volumes, and then I want those initialized when they expire after 10 days, because I could go ahead and set this up to reuse that recently expired initialized tape. Or you can simply have the tape deleted Therefore, you could automatically create a new tape that would be used to save, and then the older tapes get deleted off once they become expired. And your remote retention can be set the same as your local, or it can be set different if you'd like to do that within the interface. The job screen, this gives you an audit trail of your replication and migration jobs. So a migration job can be, of course, automated to move a tape from one path to another, and also in terms of replication. And this just gives you a quick look at what has been migrated. Is the status been completed, the start date, the end date? So it gives you a full audit list of tapes that have been replicated. So in Library 1, when we go to Library 1, which we just looked at the definition parameters for Library 1, we have all of our tapes in our slots based on serial volume ID, which you get 6 characters for each volume ID. You also have a column for path. So this would be where your tapes are located. As you see, I have a few tapes that are in Azure, but I still see those tapes in the inventory of the tape library. So that any of these tapes could be moved and loaded into the virtual tape drive, and I could perform a restore. Or the tape could be migrated back to local storage from cloud storage. But the great thing about multipath is you have the ability to store your backups anywhere and still be able to see them in inventory and recover from them. To create media, you go create. So I'm going to specify, I'm going to create tapes in the local path. I can put a prefix for my volume serial. That could be 1, 2, or 3 characters. That's typical practice. Create multiple tape images and also initialize. So at any time you can add additional storage slots and you can add additional tapes. Some of the other features that you have, like I'm in local path, I can move a tape, delete a tape, migrate a tape, do a write protect. You can also click on labels. So if we look at those Azure, you can click on labels and that gives you a quick list of the libraries that are in that backup, which you could also do with display tape. And BRMS stores all this information as well. As you know, doing recoveries from using BRMS would be the exact same with this solution as it is currently with physical tape. Yeah, the throttling option to limit the amount of bandwidth, that's not built into the product itself. That would be a network connectivity process that you could do, I believe, is a setting within your network. I can get you some more specifics on that after the webinar from one of our systems engineers. So this interface is really simple to use. Again, it's really just to create your tapes, create your tape libraries, manage, and we do remote installation and training. So we can connect with you with our tech support team and our installation team to help you set everything up, to help you set up anything that you need on the IBM side. We are familiar with BRMS, and Robot Save can even assist with setting those capabilities up, as well as the Go Save menu commands that are used to save the IBM libraries and objects. So that really gives you, and then also training where we can help you go through the process of using a virtual tape solution. So really our goal with you is day one, you're doing your first backup. So day one training is complete, installation's complete, and you're able to perform a test save and then actually perform a save really that same night. Your daily backup could run to the VTL solution. Okay. So we talked a little bit about deduplication. Bdupe is our optional built-in feature for streamlined deduplication. So this is a software license add-on to our solution, giving you the capability to save on your storage costs, storage needs, redundant copies, and reduce your network traffic for replication of your backups, whether that's cloud storage, DR, or both. And also, I mentioned earlier about deduplication backup appliances that LaserVault can connect to and use as storage for your IBM I backups. This is many of our customers are using this solution to save to Cohesity, Rubrik, Exagrid, IBM's Data Protect, many others that could just go on and on for the different SAN or NAS solutions that can be used to save your IBM I backups. So this is a storage agnostic solution. It's also non-appliance. So we offer this as a software only licensing, providing you with the specifications to load and install and set up your VTLs using your own server, even a VM if Fiber Channel HBA can be installed in the VM. But then the gateway solution means that you're not having to invest in disk space for your IBM I backups, because with the gateway solution, LaserVault can write directly to that storage. So if you've got fiber channel between your IBM I and the VTL server, from the VTL server to your storage, you can have 10 gig, 25 gig, 100 gig Ethernet, high-speed connectivity to write that data through the gateway server directly to the storage, and still be able to do restores at any time, because LaserVault can see the path for the storage, for the SAN or NAS storage. Therefore, it can see the inventory. You can load tapes and do restores, just like whether it was on local disk or network attached storage. So you can leverage existing storage, or if you're looking at other backup solutions, utilizing those for your IBM I side as well. One of our newest technology partners, besides the technology partnerships we have with Rubrik and Cohesity and others, is IBM Defender Data Protect. So this solution can be used to write your backups using our gateway process or gateway appliance to write that data directly to IBM's Data Protect cluster. That could either be local. I know that it can run in cloud storage as well. So that can be used to replicate and also perform replication of your backup. So with Defender Data Protect cluster, you've got deduplication, data immutability, and replication capabilities with this solution, as well as many of the others. So just a quick recap: solve tape backup, physical tape backup challenges. So you're going to replace your manual processes with automated process of your backups. You know they're going to run each day. You know you're not dealing with physical tapes because everything is done in an automated fashion. You're going to have much faster saves and much faster restores with a disk-to-disk solution. You're flexible in what you can use for backup storage, SAN, NAS, cloud storage, all of the above, really being able to store multiple copies. Deduplication and replication options built within our solution with additional software licensing. And then you're just going to have greater operational confidence in your backups and your recoveries with a disk-to-disk backup solution. We do have some resources within the GoToWebinar panel that you can download. Quote sizing questionnaire. This gives us some idea of how we can best present you some pricing options as well as licensing for the software. Our licensing is perpetual. It is not subscription, so that you'd have a one-time license fee for software of the VTL solution that you could present as a non-subscription. Yes, and also working with your reseller. We work with several resellers. You can check out laservault.com and our reseller page for all the different resellers that work with us. Many of them are, probably most of them are IBM business partners. and we have a ton of experience with IBM. Has been in business for over 30 years. So we've got some information there, some testimonials, LaserVault versus traditional tape, and some technical specifications that can help you better understand how you would implement a solution like LaserVault Vital. Okay, so here's our contact information. info@laservault.com, our 800 number, extension 1 for sales if you'd like to speak with one of us, or shoot us an email. We'd love to do a custom demo with you to get an idea of your IBM I backup environment, number of LPARs you're saving, amount of data. Are you going to use or planning to use a SAN or NAS storage? So we can customize any configuration for fiber channel, SAS, storage, network connectivity for your SAN or NAS solution that you're going to write data to. So this would help us better give you an idea of what budget you'd need for a solution like LaserVault Vital. We're going to have a drawing for a pair of wireless noise canceling earbuds held after this webinar, so the winner would be notified via email, as well as posted on our website, so we can ship those out to you if you're the lucky winner of a new set of earbuds. All right, so at this time, if there's any other questions that you're welcome to ask, type in questions with the GoToWebinar panel. I did want to note we have, you'll be receiving a quick email on a survey after this session. Just if you could go ahead, if you could take a couple of minutes to complete that so we can make sure that we're presenting to you the right information, and you can even present questions within that survey if you'd like, or just send us an email at info@laservault.com. Okay, great. Well, I want to thank everyone for your time in attending our webinar today, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.